Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We are continuing with Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter number 1, The Spiritual Masters, text 92. Tara madhye moksha vancha kaitava pradhana yaha haite Krishna bhakti haya antardhana. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. The foremost process of cheating is to desire to achieve liberation by merging into the Supreme, for this causes the permanent disappearance of loving service to Krishna. Purport. The desire to merge into the impersonal Brahman is the subtlest type of atheism. As soon as such atheism, disguised in the dress of liberation, is encouraged, one becomes completely unable to traverse the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Ajnanathimirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So here we see the instructions are continuing, where even the previous verse was talking about not wanting to merge into the Supreme, and here it is said that it is a cheating. It's actually cheating to desire to achieve liberation by merging into the Supreme. And Srila Prabhupada has many times, even in Bhagavad Gita, talked about this, that devotees are not interested in liberation. They are not interested in merging into the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishnara Nityadas. That is our position. It is to serve with love and devotion. But if we merge into the Supreme, then there's no question of service. There will be no service, so there will be no relationship with Him. So Prabhupada says in the purport that merging is a subtle type of atheism. You see, we have to understand that atheism is almost like you can consider like a suicide, because we've got this rare human form of life, and we have got Bhagavad Gita, which tells us that our swarup, our constitutional position is to serve, and one cannot serve the light, just the effulgence. There has to be a personality. So just like it is said, man is made in the image of God, right? God has a form, Krishna has a form, and we have a form. So where's the question of impersonalism? There has to be a personal relationship with the Supreme, and human beings, they are meant for serving Krishna. And here it is mentioned, loving devotional service. It's not just service. Service is better than no service at all. But if it is together with love and devotion, that is what will please Guru and Krishna. And loving devotional service, we all understand, starts with attentive chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Verse 93. Prashabdena mokshabhi sandhir api nirastaha iti. Translation. The prefix pra in the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam indicates that the desire for liberation is completely rejected. Purport. This is an annotation by Sridhar Swami, the great commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam. So, desire for liberation completely rejected. That is not our swarup. Our position is not to merge into the Supreme Lord. No. Again and again and again, this point is being emphasized, even in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Service, serving. Like Prabhupada says, that our nature, we are eternal servants. Eternal means forever. We have been servants, we are now servants, and we'll continue to be the servant of the Supreme Lord. There is no question of being the master, there's no question of being the controller. There's only one master, one controller, and that is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, here we have an opportunity. Srila Prabhupada has given us a beautiful process, a simple process to somehow or the other serve Guru and Krishna with love and devotion and reach our goal, which is back to Godhead. Let's see verse number 94. Krishna Bhaktira Badhaka Yata Subha Shubha Karma Seha Eka Jivera Ajnana Tamo Dharma. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. All kinds of activities, both auspicious and inauspicious, that are detrimental to the discharge of transcendental loving service to Lord Shri Krishna are actions of the darkness of ignorance. Purport. The poetical comparison of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda to the sun and moon is very significant. The living entities are spiritual sparks, and their constitutional position is to render devotional service to the Supreme Lord in full Krishna consciousness. So called pious activities and other ritualistic performances, pious or impious, as well as the desire to escape from material existence, are all considered to be coverings of these spiritual sparks. The living entities must get free from these superfluous coverings and fully engage in Krishna consciousness. The purpose of the appearance of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda is to dispel the darkness of the soul. Before their appearance, all these superfluous activities of the living entities were covering Krishna consciousness. But after the appearance of these two brothers, people's hearts are becoming cleansed and they are again becoming situated in the real position of Krishna consciousness. How very nice. What is ignorance, right? There's talk about ignorance. So this verse is explaining anything that is detrimental to our performing devotional service. Anything. If we see in our day-to-day life any activity or any situation or any person that is causing an obstacle on the path of our Krishna consciousness, causing a hindrance to our devotional life, then we can understand that it has to be rejected. What does Rupa Goswami say? He says, accept what is favorable to Krishna consciousness and reject anything that is unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. Now, how do we figure that out? Because we cannot depend on the mind. Definitely, we cannot depend on the mind because the mind can cheat us. The mind can say, oh, it's there in the scriptures. Oh, this is what the acharyas have said. But no, we have to take guidance so that we are 100% sure that our mind is not cheating us. It is much, much better to take guidance. Just like mentioned earlier, right? Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. Srila Prabhupada also is mentioning in the purport, right? We are eternal servants, so why are we trying to lord it over? I want to control the spouse, I want to control the children, the family, the relatives, the country, the society, the boss, people, my colleagues. No, that is not our real nature. Our real nature is to be the eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. We have to understand what is our position, right? And then work according to our position. And under the guidance of Guru and Krishna and Srila Prabhupada and the scriptures that we have, we can perform loving devotional service. Now, what is devotional service? We have been talking since the beginning of this class, devotional service, devotional. What is it? Devotional service is nothing but the process given to us by Srila Prabhupada, right? Very, very simple process is given us the morning program. If somehow or the other we can follow the morning program strictly and sincerely, then that love in that devotional service will start developing. This love, when it reaches its height, it can be compared to the loving devotional service of the Brajavasis, all those who were with Krishna in Vrindavan. You know, I was listening to this lecture, and this was, I think, from New Vrindavan Temple. I was listening to this lecture, and he was talking about that level of loving devotional service. He said that in Vrindavan, everyone is even attracted to the tune of of Sri Krishna's flute. It seems one tune is one which, when Krishna plays, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva's meditation breaks. That is one tune. Tune number two, when played, the river Yamuna starts flowing in the opposite direction, backwards. Like it's supposed to flow this way, it starts flowing backwards. Flute number three is to call the cows to Sri Krishna. And we've already learned in Krishna book, and of course in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, that Krishna knew the name of each and every cow. The fourth tune is for the moon. Fifth one is to call the gopis. Sixth tune is for the spring season. As soon as he plays the tune, there is spring season. And of course, when it is tune number 7, then all seasons appear at the same time. Imagine in Atlanta we had, you know, summer, winter, spring, fall, everything all together at the same time. That's not possible, of course. But Krishna's tune, number 7, can bring all the seasons at the same time. And the last tune, number 8, is for Srimati Radha Rani. A so beautiful lecture on the residents of Vrindavan. So we can see that here in the purport, Prabhupada says that there, for those, there is a desire to escape from this material world. What does that mean? Person is fed up, dissatisfied, tired, lamenting, struggling in this material world, right? Want to give up this body, I want to renounce the family or the spouse or the children and then just run away. Is that the solution? No. Wherever we go, the karma, the past karma is going to follow us everywhere. There is no escape. So running away is not the solution. Solution is we need to become self-realized. Purification. The simple process of purification is given to us, right? Chanting attentively, hearing attentively, reading Srila Prabhupada's books, associating with devotees, giving this knowledge to others, eating only prasadam, engaging in full Krishna consciousness. In other words, becoming very serious about spiritual life, right? Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda come? Why did they appear? Here in the purport, Prabhupada says, to remove our darkness, darkness of ignorance. We have been conditioned life after life after life. And they came 500 years ago to revive our Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada says, this process is simple, but to follow it is difficult, right? Why is it difficult? Because the mind, you know, always keeps coming in between and always, you know, discouraging us from Krishna consciousness, saying, oh, the intelligence says it's time to read for 2 hours. Mind says 2 hours? That is a long time. You have so much things to do. You have to go here, you have to do this, that. And then, you know, we say, okay, we listen to the mind and we say, we'll read tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, then we say, tomorrow. And this way, the time is just passing by. We are coming closer and closer to death. So it's very, very important that we become sincere, because Krishna can only help sincere souls. He is ready to help us. We learned that in Bhagavad Gita. He's situated in the heart, waiting for us to turn to him. And based on our desire, Krishna is ready to help us. Ye yatham mam prapadante tam sthiteva bhajamiham. As one surrenders unto me, I reward them accordingly. Verse number 95. Yanahara prasade e tamo hayanasha tamo nasha kari kare tatpera prakasha. Translation. By the grace of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, this darkness of ignorance is removed and the truth is brought to light. By the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda. Now the question is, why should they give their mercy? Whom should they give their mercy to? Their mercy is there, but are we qualified? They give their mercy to those who have a sincere desire on the path of Krishna consciousness. You see, when Guru and Krishna are pleased, that is when we will get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So it is, mercy is there, just like Prabhupada explains. The rain is falling, it's falling everywhere, right? But if it falls on a fertile land, good. But if it falls on a stone, nothing is going to happen. So rainfall is there, the mercy is there, but are we there to receive it? Have we qualified ourselves to receive it, right? We sing every morning, Samsara Davana Nadi Dhaloka, Tranaya Karunya Dhanaganatam. This rainfall of mercy is there, but that mercy we will be able to receive only if we follow the instructions of Guru and Krishna. Verse number 96. Tattva Vastu Krishna Krishna Bhakti Prema Rupa Nama Sankirtana Sabha Ananda Swarupa. Translation. The absolute truth is Sri Krishna, and loving devotion to Sri Krishna exhibited in pure love is achieved through congregational chanting of the holy name, which is the essence of all bliss. So this verse is showing us how we can achieve loving devotion to Krishna, right? Congregational chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That will bring full bliss, right? Of course, when we chant alone in the morning, that is called japa, we are just on our own chanting our 16 rounds. Then chanting with others, is kirtan. And Prabhupada says distributing his books is also Sankirtan, right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already told us, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatinam. There is no other way. Chanting, chanting, chanting.